Hello everybody, I am JayLeonardJ, and today I'm going to show you 5 features you may not have noticed in the new Wampler Catacombs Delay and Reverb. Hello everybody, well it's release day, so I'm sure you're watching a lot of really cool videos on the new Wampler Catacombs. Maybe even just picked one up for yourself and are trying to figure out how this thing works. One thing that is really apparent with the new pedal here, it's a delay and reverb, is that how intuitive it is to use. Everything's laid out and labeled very, very easily, so you don't really have to open up the manual to figure out how to use this pretty powerful pedal. However, there was, when I was like looking at this box and kind of fiddling around with it, I realized that there were actually some little features in this box that you might not have noticed if you were just taking this pedal at face value. Some really interesting things you could do with the routing and some extra features you could take advantage of. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you 5 really cool little hidden features, or maybe not so hidden features, in the Wampler Catacombs Delay, and hopefully it will help you open up some new avenues of exploration with this cool little box. Let's get into it. Well, let's go start off with the tap tempo feature. I'm on a digital delay with a room reverb, and when I press the tap tempo, I get quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, one thing you might not notice looking at this pedal straight on is that you could actually get subdivisions with this as well, and you do it with the preset knob. You could get up to 8 different tap tempo subdivisions, and you do it by holding onto this button and pressing onto this. So if I move this here and move it to preset 2, it actually turns my delays into a dotted 8th note. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's move up even further. If I press it here one more, I think we'd get 8th notes maybe? Let's see what we got. You can get longer delays subdivisions if you can go even up higher. I believe this is a dotted quarter note. Since we're talking about the tap tempo, here's another neat thing about this button over here. You could actually do one of 3 different things with it. By default, it's doing the tap tempo thing. 1, 2, 3. If I hold on to the tap tempo, the light will flash, and now we're actually switching to different presets. There's preset 1, here's preset 2. And here's preset 3. Now the last feature is if you hold on to it one more time, what you get now is 2 different on buttons. This is going to control the on and off for the reverb, and this is going to turn on the on and off for the delay. So now you could actually treat it like it's 2 separate pedals. Here's the reverb. On top of this pedal is a really interesting switch. It's the routing switch. You can actually change the routing of the reverb and the delay from the traditional series to parallel, so you can get more separation between the 2 effects. But here's another hidden mode that you might not know when you're in series routing. If you hold on to the bypass and move the switch to the left, you're going to be in the standard order. So you're going to go from the delay into the reverb. But if you hold on to the bypass, move it to the right, we go from the reverb into the delay, so you could switch the pedal order, and I'll show you what that does. I'm on the spring reverb right now, and I love it because it has this really cool drip spring sound. And what that drip is that little artifact after I hit a note. Now, if I add some delay to it, what's going to end up happening is I'm going to hear that drip in the beginning of the delays, but as the delay trails go on, we start to lose the drip. But now let's change the order. I'm going to hold on to this, move the routing switch to the right, and all of a sudden, we're now going to be delaying that reverb drip. Hear that little tick in the end of every note? So we're looking at the expression pedal out, and out of the box, what this actually does is it controls the output of both the reverb and the delay, like this. Now say we wanted to do and control some other things. Well, you could actually control whatever you want to the expression pedal. I'll show you what I have to do. I hold on to these 2 buttons. That's going to change color, and I got to set whatever parameters I want to their minimum position. So I want to have minimum shimmer. So I'm going to go like this, hold on to this, move the shimmer down. I'm also going to maybe cut down the modulation a little bit. So let's turn down the modulation, and we'll put the feedback right over there. Now, when we're going to hold on to this again, I want what the top output is going to be. So I'm going to max out the feedback pretty much. I'm going to go max out the shimmer, and I'm going to put the mod, I don't know, like right around here. Okay, and then we hold this, turns blue, and now all of a sudden I've reassigned all the expression pedal functions. Check this out. The last thing that we can do is actually have a different use for that expression pedal out here. So instead of using an expression pedal, you could actually program it to control different parameters like changing presets, having an external tap tempo. In this case, we're going to use it to remotely turn on and off the reverb. And so what I did is I went into here, I plugged it into this syntax here. Now the syntax is a cool box because we could use it to switch presets, but right now I have it set to switching on and off the reverb. Check this out. Right now I have just a straight up tone. Then when I want to turn on the reverb, press the button here. And then finally turn on the delay and still have control over my tap tempo. And that's 5 things you can do with the Wampler Catacombs. Well, that is it. That is the video. Thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe to the page if you haven't done so already, and check out the links in the description below. If you want to hear my review on the Wampler Catacombs, you can check it out on Patreon, because that's where I do all my reviews. I do the reviews sponsored by the Patreon supporters on Patreon, and I do all the demos and tutorials. Everything else is right here on YouTube. My question for all the subscribers is if you could pick one delay and one reverb in this box and put them in just one simple little box, what would it be? I actually like the sound of the what do you call it, the faux tape echo, and I like that what do you call it, that spring reverb. I think those actually sound really, really good together. What do you think? Write it down in the comment section below. That being said, I'll see you all soon. Take care and goodbye.